There's always starts off with a few people that start preaching, pounding the table. We should be free. We should be free. And it always starts off with a few people. We should be free from markets that are controlled by a group of men smoking cigars in a back room. We should be free from manipulation. We should be free from them changing the rules on us. After we get the game and understand the rules and start playing it well, boom, they flip the rules on us. You know what happened. Some of you know what happened in 2020, in 2008. Guys, look, 2008. All right. I'm in Colombia now. I semi-retired to Colombia in 2010. Do you understand? Because I got up until that point, the biggest score of my entire career was the 2008 financial collapse. Huge. Guys, when I say huge, I'm not going to throw any numbers. I'm not going to dox myself like that. But I will tell you it was freaking mega. Do you understand? Just think the movie. What was the movie at that time? Whatever. Just think that movie, right? Based on the 2008 collapse. Just think that movie. It was huge. But listen to me carefully. My fortune on that play, that 2008 collapse in financial markets, because anyone who's followed me for any time know that I'm a natural short player. So I was short everything. Now listen to me carefully. It wasn't as huge as it was. It wasn't as huge as it could have been. And I got a little pissed. You know why? They changed the rules on me. So I teach all of my traders that when you get a play that starts running in your favor, you add and you add and you add to the play. Your ads come on the initial periods of success. Most novices are adding to come out of a hole. They're adding when they're negative in a play in hopes that the ad is like a Hail Mary out of their trouble. I don't teach traders to do that. I teach you to add. When the train you chose starts leaving the station and you realize, I got the right train, now you add and you add and you add and you add. You make this thing freaking count. Do you understand? So when it came time for me and my traders to start adding to this short play, and during the collapse of 2008, guess what they did? They stopped you from shorting. That's right. You couldn't short. What? Like, dude, I've been shorting my whole life in the markets. What do you mean I can't short? Not now. They changed the freaking rules on me. My God, if I was able to add, holy shit. It was still mega, but it would have been ultra mega if I were able to add. They changed the rules. You remember what happened during the GameStop saga? They changed the rules to get institutions off the hook. Do you understand? To save their asses, they changed the rules. I'll give you another example. JP Morgan was one of the biggest shorts with this Asian billionaire. Can't remember what country he was from, but an Asian billionaire and JP Morgan cornered, right, a market short. They cornered it. These two, with the help of JP Morgan, this Asian billionaire had the biggest short on this market. I'll tell you what the market is. You can go look it up. Nickel. It was nickel. This is not that long ago, actually. So this Asian billionaire, this huge mega short, he literally controlled or dampened the price of nickel. Now, from what I heard, he had a lot of business things that involved nickel, did not want the price of nickel to rise. So basically, he had the world's largest short position on with the help of JP Morgan. Well, you know probably what I'm about to say. The nickel market took off. Boom! And every single day, nickel went limit up. I don't know if you guys know what limit up is, but limit up is they only allow human beings only allow a market to go up so far before they say no one can trade anymore. This is what I'm talking about. Bitcoin is not a market run by human beings. You can't stop it. But every other market you can stop because every other market is manipulated and controlled by a small group of people. So these small group of people set a limit price. Nickel can only go up a certain limit. Once it goes up that limit, there's no more trading. Now, until the next day, nickel went limit up. Boom. No more trading until the next day. Now, if it opens limit up, there's no trading. Every single day, nickel, people, the traders would come to work and be like, let's see what nickel's going to do today. Boom, it would open limit up and they're like, there's nothing to do today. The next day, they'd come in with their coffee at their desk. Let's see if they were short. They're like, let's hope that nickel trades today so we can get out of our short. Boom, open nickel up, limit up. Can't get out of short today. Nothing to do today. It went limit up for 2 months. What? This is limit up, limit up, limit up. No trading. This guy's short position blew his life out of the water. It brought JP Morgan to bankruptcy. You'll never hear about this unless you're in the professional trading space. Guess what JP Morgan and the small group of people that run the market? They shut the market down for a month plus. Just shut it down. No one could place a trade. Don't even come to work. No trading for a month, month and a half, whatever it was. What this did was it cooled everything down. When the nickel market finally opened again, it opened, boom, way lower, and they got out of their shorts. JP Morgan's ass was saved by changing the rules. Bitcoin doesn't have limit up, people. This day is coming to Bitcoin where it runs and runs and runs and runs and runs and runs, and no one is going to be able to stop it. There's no limit up. There's no ability to shut the market off, turn everybody's computer off. None of that can be done with Bitcoin. And it's going to run and run and run. If this has happened to every single market that has ever existed in the human experience, you think that Bitcoin's an exception? That's not coming to Bitcoin? Oh, you bet your bottom dollar it's coming to Bitcoin. And when it does, it will never stop running for a very long time. And you want to make sure you have this thing before that happens. It comes to every market. That is why they have limit up rules. That is why they have circuit breaker rules. That is why they have shut every market off in the world during these times. What happened when the Twin Towers got hit in 2001? They closed the market for a week. Can you imagine what would have happened if they didn't close the market for a week? It would have gone to zero. They had to save everybody's ass by closing the world's largest market off. You can't turn Bitcoin off, people. It is the truest, the most honest market in the world. And human beings can't stop it, can't halt it, can't place limits on it, can't put brackets around its movements. It's an incredible time to be alive. We're going to be written about. You and I, we're going to be written about. People are going to read history about the new early adopters of Bitcoin and how they knew. Crazy. Did they shut the market down when oil went negative? No, because oil is a little bit different in that it is produced and can be issued by people who cannot be controlled. So you just can't control, like, there's no centralized control of the producers of oil. You understand? So if Iran wants to produce oil and America says, no, stop, Iran's like, stop, you stop. I'm not stopping. So it's a little bit different with oil. And I believe that there was a purpose behind driving oil to negative. So that wasn't a shock to the system. That was desired. All right. That's a stimulus effect after the 2020 collapse. You needed stimulus. So what's the best stimulus? You drop the most expensive thing, the most expensive thing as far as inflation is concerned, drop it negative. That's huge. That's huge stimulus. So it's a little different with oil. But what I'm saying is that we now have a market that does not operate on man-made rules. We have a market that operates on maths. You understand? Every 2016 blocks, Bitcoin has an difficulty adjustment rate. No human being does that. We simply sit there and watch. Every 2016 blocks, boom, Bitcoin does it all by itself. You understand? Every 210,000 blocks, there's a halving, roughly 4 years. No human being says, okay, it's time to flip the halving on. Are we ready? Let's go. Boom. No, it does it all by itself with no human intervention. We simply, as human beings, sit there and watch it happen. We count it down. It's crazy. This thing is running without a human being running it. What else on earth is running without a human being running it? What else on earth has given us 140 plus years of its schedule? Here's my pay schedule for the next 140 years. Here's my halving schedule for the next 140 years. Here's my difficulty adjustment rate change for the next 140 years. Now work with that. That's freaking certainty. You mean I can be certain that every 210,000 blocks, the issuance rate is going to be cut in half? Absolutely. Certainly. As certain as the night follows every day. You mean, Oliver, tell me every 2016 blocks, the difficulty rate adjustment changes and adjusts? Yes. With certainty? Yes. Without any human intervention. You mean roughly on average, every 10 minutes, there's a new block? No one can change that? No one can change the rules? Nope. Like freaking clockwork without a human being doing it. This is alien technology, people. And it has been given to us as a freaking gift. Do you understand? We've been given the gift of security, as my friend just said, and we've been given the gift of certainty. And we can be mathematically certain that every 4 years, just take a look at it once again, every freaking 4 years, people, do you understand? Every 4 years, you will be directionally right if you bet up. Forever. Forever.